Hello, everybody. My name is Maurice Burke, and these are my takeaways from GERON400 this past spring 2018 semester with Professor Ionescu. Initially, I enrolled for this course because I needed it to fulfill my capstone requirement for a writing intensive course. The field and study of gerontology doesn't really relate to my major, being the fact that I'm a marketing major, but I did choose this class because I felt like it would be very interesting because, growing up in my life, I've never really had a close relationship with my grandparents or elderly individuals in general. Both of my father's parents passed away before I was born, and my mom's parents, they both lived in Indonesia, and one of which my grandfather had passed away. So I've always felt like I was kind of, deprived of um, those intimate relationships with older individuals. And I never really clearly had, like thorough conversations and understandings of people in their later years. I thought the course was really, really interesting because it gave me a chance to, you know, um, understand the elderly age group in general a little bit better than I already had before. It kind of made me, empathize, and it also did debunk a lot of the stigmas that, I did hear, or the stigmas that, that you're exposed to, things like elderly people are bitter, they're boring, um, things like that, that they're really closed off or extremely religious or strict and things like that. I mean, which can be true in some senses, but not all. And I think it's very eye-opening and important to see that, older individuals are very much so very kind, sweet people. Honestly, they don't really like to be left alone. They've gone through a lot, and a lot of times they carry a lot of grief with them, but, it takes a lot for them to be able to carry on with their lives and, try and present themselves in a manner that is friendly and inviting to other people, which is something that I believe a lot of people, including myself, don't fully understand. And I think this course was definitely very eye-opening for me. Um, One thing, or a few of the assignments in particular, that helped me kind of get a better understanding of elderly individuals was first off the service learning project. So my partner and I, we volunteered at Pathways Hospice Care based out of Lakewood, California, and from there we connected with a woman who was part of Pathways Hospice Care, but she actually resided at a place called The Grove in Cerritos. Her name was Lorelei Kramer. So our project was to interview this individual and develop a scrapbook about her life, and hear her life story and take away a lot of valuable lessons from what she has told us. Lorelei Kramer, she was very, very, very friendly and welcoming. From the very first time we met her, which, to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect going into it, but I was excited and I was welcoming to the opportunity. She was very, very, very kind and sweet, and a lot of things that she said really resonated with me, and there are a lot of things that I learned from her that I will definitely carry on with me moving forward in my life. One of the things that she told me that really stuck with me was on one of our interviews. I asked her what her most exhilarating life experience was. And, she told me she couldn't really wrap her fingers around one particular experience. There's a lot of different things that she can say. But what she told me was that you can tell a lot about a person based off of, their answer to that question. You can see what is important to them and, how they carry themselves. And you can see basically, you know, someone's morals based off of what they answer that question. And there's just little things. She also told us to get up and go travel and to not regret anything, and it's important to not hold grudges moving forward. Another great learning opportunity presented itself within this class was the life review paper, in which I had the chance to interview an older gentleman that I have seen every major holiday for basically my entire life, and I've never really had an intimate conversation with him about anything. But this assignment actually gave me the chance to sit down with him and interview him. And, I thought it was really interesting to hear about how he came of age growing up during the Great Depression in San Francisco, and how he made a life for himself and continued to remain very positive despite some of the adversity that he dealt with in his life. That's, one of the things I think is very important to understand, is that, older people have gone through a lot, and, we need to be not necessarily more sensitive. We don't need to treat them like babies or anything, but we need to, respect them and always take into mind, the way they feel about things. And, the times that we're growing up in now are different than times that they had grown up in. So a lot of their attitudes towards different things may be different, but that doesn't make them bad people at all. So again, I think this was a very, very interesting semester in this class. It taught me a lot of lessons that I don't think I would have had the opportunity to learn elsewhere. And, I really appreciate the opportunities that were given to me. And there's a lot of things that I can take away and shed a positive light on this topic and study of gerontology in general. Which is, the study of, the aging in elderly people and how it affects them. And that is something that I will definitely carry with me for a long time as I move forward with my life. Thank you.